Hey, good morning from the office. I'm your host, BKP. We are North Georgia's only live online morning show, 8 a.m. here on the east coast of, we're in Ellijay, Georgia. Now, don't get shocked if you get out there and the sun is shining, okay? Just don't get shocked. I know a little frost on the windshield this morning, had to get that off, but I'm telling you, look forward to hopefully what is a beautiful day with no rain, I hope, so don't get shocked to see the nice sunshine out there this morning. If you ever want to contact the show, you can always get in touch with us. There's our phone number, our email address, and also all the social media ways you can contact the show. And if you ever want to be on the show, you just text me and let me know. And also, that number is a 24/7 news hotline number. So there's a couple things. Now, I got to do a couple things. First of all, I've got some guests coming in, and I'll tell you in a minute who they are. Got some guests coming in at 8:30 this morning, and going to be giving a different perspective or discussing some different topics than I am in the first 30 minutes. Then we're going to be working together in the first 30 minutes. And there were so many things yesterday on the plate of news that you're trying to figure out when you do a show like this. When I come in, I'll just share it with you. You're trying to figure out, where do you go first? What do you talk about first? What is the most important? Now, sometimes I like to talk about some subjects on the show that require you going later and doing some research and looking some things up. We only have 2 hours every day here to do this. So first and foremost, you know, when I come in, do we go over government shutdown? Okay, do we go over that? Possible government shutdown. Do we go over the fact that the Senate Intelligence Committee cannot find anything where the Trump campaign, where Donald J. Trump, the President of the United States, colluded in any way with the Russians? Do we talk about that? What do we talk about first? So the deal, what they're calling the deal, that will the president sign it? So this morning, there's a couple things I want to go over with. And first and foremost, we're going to talk about the deal because I'm going to give you my opinion on the deal and whether the president should sign it, not sign it, and how I feel about it. But Monday, okay, now, when I watch the State of the Union address and I watch all the media and I listen to everything they're saying, I started picking up on the media saying, well, what about the infrastructure bill that the president talked about, infrastructure in this country? That is something that's bipartisan. That is something he could bring the Democrats along with, infrastructure. Why is he not focusing on that? And that's something that maybe everybody can agree with. And then at the same time, we have Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and the Green Deal. So she wants to minimize air travel. When I say minimize, basically phase it out. Now, first and foremost, don't forget, every congressman on the weekend rushed to the closest airport to get the flight to get home, regardless if there's a D or an R before their name. Democrats and Republicans alike, every single one of them run for the airport to get on that. How do you think the members of Congress out in Kansas, Texas, or liberal Illinois or Michigan, how do you think the Muslim congresswoman that is an anti-Semite gets home to Minnesota? And that being said, they all rush for the airport, right? So after the Green Deal comes out and the State of the Union, and they start talking about ending air travel, and the jokes are being made, are we going to put a high-speed train from here to, Europe, across the Atlantic? Are we going to put a high-speed train out the Pacific towards Hawaii? What are we going to do? I brought up Monday, and I always enjoy when I get an opportunity to bring something up ahead. Everybody's talking about it this morning. It will be talked about on most of the talk shows today, is the high-speed rail boondoggle out in California. But I talked about it Monday. 2 days ago on this show, before anybody else brought it up, give me number one. This is the connecting cities. This is the California bullet train, okay? California bullet train. And here's number two there. Go to number two. This was the projected rail project for California on this bullet train. And go back to number one, the train itself. And I just want to bring this up because I want you to keep an eye on something, okay? California to pull plug on billion-dollar bullet train. Cities cites ballooning cost, all right? So California Governor Gavin Newsom announced on Tuesday he is pulling the plug on the state's massive high-speed rail project from Los Angeles to San Francisco. Now, as Rush refers to him, the turtle, Mitch McConnell, is saying, let's take a vote on the Green New Deal. Folks, they can't even build high-speed rail in California. Billions of dollars. Now, we can't come up with 5.7, and this is why I wanted to start here, because we can't even come up with 5.7. We can't make a deal for $5.7 billion for 230 miles, whatever, of wall. The best we could do is 1.375 billion or whatever to repair. The argument is build new wall or repair 55 miles of existing wall. So that is supposedly on the deal there. But right here, folks, they can't even take, there's billions of dollars already invested. Gavin Newsom announced Tuesday, the governor of California, he's pulling the plug on the state's massive high-speed rail project from Los Angeles to San Francisco. That's more than a decade behind schedule and billions in the red. Billions in the red. The embattled $77 billion bullet train has been an embarrassment to the Golden State and has been plagued by almost from every start. Now, let's go really quick because I don't have a lot of time. One of the reasons this failed is infrastructure projects in this day and age have all the front money that the corrupt politicians, the corrupt companies, the corruption in general, the unions, everybody has to chop out of the front line of the money to get theirs first, okay? Period, all right? That's why the president's saying, I'll build this wall and I'll get it done under budget. Right here is a good example. So this kind of wraps up, okay, so they have this vision of this great Green New Deal, okay? We're going to have high speed all over the country. We're gonna slowly phase out plane travel. Cars are going to be electric. We're going to phase out putting gas in cars. We're going to have this great pipe dream of this new Green Deal. And California just had to can this here alone. So Democrats, what are you going to do? Second, I want to say this because I want to keep up. This is one of my comments that we keep up with. Right here, Democrats make me a nervous wreck over a $1 trillion infrastructure deal, okay? They make me a nervous wreck. I'm not prepared to make any deals with these swamp people for $1 trillion spending in infrastructure. Now watch what happens. The security and the crisis on the southern border. You and I here know there's a crisis on the southern border. We know that. We know the president has highlighted the crisis on the southern border. We know what has happened on the southern border has cost us billions of dollars at home all over this country in the cost of what illegal immigration has done to this country. You and I know that. But yet they can't find a reason to come up with $5.7 billion, okay, to build a wall. But trust me, the Democrats are ready to sink your money in these deals like this bullet train out here in California. Oh, they're ready to do that. They will propose $1 trillion of infrastructure spending. And folks, I don't think we do anything until everything's complete at the border. Now that being said, I got a short period of time. Let me go with number three. okay? Now this is the deal. I'm pulling everything together, okay? We can't spend $5.37 billion. That's all we can get. I have referred to that as being pocket change. In the reference of the trillions of dollars this country spends, they're actually asking the president to take pocket change that you put on the top of your dresser and start appropriating it to a crisis on the southern border. But yet, okay, these two here, let me say this. First of all, let me go to this. I'm going to try not to be ugly about people. I'm going to say it like that, okay? Give me number 21, okay? Now, number 21, I personally do not like Ann Coulter. I personally do not. I don't know who her followers are. I don't know who she's influencing, whatever may be. So on this show, Trump talks a good game on border wall, but it's increasingly clear he's afraid to fight for it. Call this his yellow New Deal. I want to tell you right now, I'm going to tell you I don't approve of this deal. My hope is that he will veto the deal, and I'm going to explain why, okay? But if the president signs this deal Friday, I'm going to come in here Monday and fully support the president of the United States. I'm not going to call him names. I know what he's up against, and we're not going to treat the president like Ann Coulter on this show. And I don't know who her followers are, but to me, you know, she's out of line. So let's go back to why I'm not going to send out a tweet like that. I sent out a tweet this morning referred to these two guys, number 3. So, first of all, on the left, first of all, I can't call this the honorable. It always gets me when I say like the honorable. But on the left is Richard Shelby, a Republican from Alabama, okay? This guy came into office in 1986, folks. The guy on the left in the blue tie, 1986 from Alabama, a Republican. He is the swamp. Look at his record, okay? Then let's go to Patrick Leahy, the one on the right, 1974. This guy came into the Senate in 1974. The President of the United States, 2 years. 2 years trying to clean this mess up. And you're not, I'm sorry, I'm not going to accept Patrick Leahy from Vermont, this Democrat coming out, and Richard Shelby, the actual swamp, and telling me that they made a good deal. Can't accept it. I can't go there. I can't paint this. I mean, I can't paint this picture. I cannot put a rainbow over this storm from the swamp with this deal. I can't do it, okay? So I'm asking Republican Congressman Doug Collins, I put it online, to vote no. I'm asking the president to veto it. I am. I disagree with this. There's no way. Now, when there's no way these two can come out, okay, go to number 26, okay? All right? Number 26, there's no way when Chuck Schumer, okay, bipartisan support for border security compromise, Chuck Schumer, Democrat. Folks, there's no way that Chuck Schumer can come out of there after Patrick Leahy, all right, 1974, did I just have that up? And Richard Shelby there from Here's the thing, 1986. What's important about Shelby getting there in 1986? What's important about it? Why is that significant? Because 1986 is the Ronald Reagan immigration deal, right? 1986. That's the one that, for you and I that really like President Reagan, you know, we cringe and say we wish he would not have made the 1986 immigration amnesty deal, because what was he supposed to get? He was supposed to get border security in that deal, and he did not get the border security in that deal. The Democrats and the National Chamber of Commerce, what did they get? They got amnesty. So in 1986, Richard Shelby was there, Republican from Alabama. In 1986, Leahy was there. These people have been there all along. They've had looked and study and take the time of how many Congresses how many different Congresses have been sworn in throughout the years that have had an opportunity to do something on this crisis on the border, but yet these two come out and tell me and you we've come to a good deal. Then you got this piece of garbage that comes out, and I'm trying not to go there and be ugly this morning, but Chuck Schumer comes out and he says, you know, in something like this, everybody doesn't get what they want. Why in the hell are we okay with everybody not getting what they want? Why are we not okay with saying, let's do what's right? I get so tired of these people coming out and say, well, in a deal like this, everybody doesn't get what they want. It's not a matter of what I want. It's not a matter of what I'm okay with. It's a matter of what's right and wrong for the American people on the southern border. Okay? So that is my, now they've gone after Sean Hannity. And usually I don't bring other talk shows. I mean, I like Sean Hannity. I'm going to tell you nicely at 9 o'clock when he comes on, it's past my bedtime, whether that's funny or not. So I generally don't watch Sean. In the afternoons, I'm very busy with things, so I'll pick up clips, okay? But in the grand scheme of things, I like the guy. Let's go to number 27. CNN, they're all going after Sean Hannity. Now, this is something that's interesting because what the media is doing right now is they're claiming that Rush Limbaugh and Sean Hannity and people much like myself, whatever, I know the president's watching this morning, right? They're claiming that the right-wing conservative talk, much like myself, is pushing the president in making these bad no deals, they're calling them bad no deals, and hurting, you know, just to engage and keep the base fired up. They're going after Sean Hannity. Border compromise is pathetic. That's on CNN this morning, straight out of the box. And then there's another one here from MSNBC. I'm going to find that one on Sean Hannity. Okay, let me find that. I'm getting there. Sean Hannity. Okay, this is MSNBC. I just wanted you to see that they're all in lockstep. CNN, MSNBC. Go to number 6. Okay. Sean Hannity slams garbage compromise on preliminary agreement on border security. They're coming after Sean Hannity. They want this deal. I feel it's a bad deal. I'm going to go, let me go through my pictures here, Josh. I'm going to pick out a couple more. But don't forget, Monday, we brought up the bullet train in California, okay? Now, let's say this really quickly, because let's not gloss over number 4. I'm trying to piece all this together with this deal. El Chapo. Is it Guzman El Chapo? Mexican drug lord El Chapo found guilty, faces life in prison. Now, let's pull this into perspective, okay? I don't know, you can fact check my numbers. But what did we confiscate? What do we got? Is it somewhere around $14 billion? No joke, right? You can look that up. What do we have? Somewhere around 14 billion bucks from this guy? Why are we glossing over? You know, we will talk about border security. We're talking that we shouldn't have a wall. That's the media because this guy used tunnels. If we have confiscated in the area $14 billion, let's say that's the number I heard or something out there. Let's just say it's as low as 10, right? Wow. But if we've confiscated that much money from this guy and he's totally found guilty, and this guy is a cartel, head of a cartel, $14 billion of some way, somehow, some form, this guy got drugs into this country. That's $14 billion worth of our kids' addiction, killing, a crisis with drugs right there. Right there. Imagine the money, the amount of drugs for the money we confiscated this guy that got into this country. All right? Long before Donald Trump's president of the United States. Long before the president is sworn in. Guess who's there during all this time? People like Patrick Leahy, people like Chuck Schumer, people like Shelby. So Ted Cruz wants to use this money that's confiscated once this guy has been found guilty of these federal charges, is going to spend life in a supermax. Ted Cruz Senator Ted Cruz wants to use the money to build the wall. I can agree with that. And let me go through, let me get anything else on the wall and get that over with, all right? Because I want to do 3 subjects this morning. And I can get here. Number 22, Schumer and them are saying, and there's Leahy standing behind Chuck Schumer. I mean, I mean the visual here, but there's Schumer saying, you know what? If the president takes 1.37 billion, whatever it is, he cannot legally under they're claiming he has to come back and get approval from Congress to take money from anywhere else. So they're going to fight him. Here is Shelby, number 23. Shelby says 1.37 billion is only a down payment. I don't like Richard Shelby. Have you caught on to that? I like nothing about Richard Shelby. I like nothing about these 2 swamp-dwelling creatures that have come out to tell me that this is a good deal. Mr. President, veto this damn bill, but I'll support you Monday morning if you go for it. I will support you Monday morning. Okay, number 24, Trump not thrilled about the border deal. Okay, he's not thrilled about it, he said yesterday, but the shutdown, they're going to make, look, the shutdown would be worse this time, right? Because they're already writing the articles. I wish I had 4 hours today. They're already writing the articles and they're making tax returns, refunds, a disaster, okay? I mean, the media is highlighting that there's a major disaster in tax refunds. If he doesn't sign this Friday, we're right into February, okay? We're right into the time where 40-some% of Americans used the government as a savings account. What the hell is wrong with you people, okay? You use the government as a savings account throughout the year, and then you rush over to pay somebody to do your taxes to see if you're getting $4,000 or $5,000 back, okay? This year, you're not getting as much back. And they're freaking out, and they're bringing in all these specialists to explain why your refund is not as big as it was last year. Here's one simple note. Damn it, you didn't pay as much in weekly as you did last year because you kept $40 because you got a tax break. So you didn't pay as much in. So at the end of the year, when you go over there, the government's not giving back as much of your money that you gave them to save for you all year. What the hell's wrong with these people? Can't they teach any damn thing in school with simple math? We had a class. Now here I'm getting side railed, but we had a class in the 10th grade. It was called simple math. It was a thing where you opened the picture and there's a damn picture of a washing machine, and they told you the washing machine was $429, and if you bought it over time at 10% for 24 months, it cost you this to buy the damn washing machine. Do kids understand that damn stuff anymore? I swear I wasn't going to get worked up. But I hear this, right? Listen, the IRS, if he takes the shutdown, you got to understand, if the guy shuts things down, they are ready, locked and loaded with the disaster at the IRS. They'll have cameras at every Jackson Hewitt, H&R Block, every tax place with some poor schlub coming out and say, I couldn't get my refund because they're closed. They'll do everything this time. We are right in the midst. It's not the Christmas holiday. Okay, that's one of the reasons I'm going to say skate, that the president had the opportunity to skate a little bit through the shutdown is the Christmas holidays, all right? But now we're right in the middle of tax refunds. We're right in the middle of these people getting their paychecks. And if you think they were starving and on a food line last time, wait to see what the media does with it this time. So the president might be stuck Friday to sign this piece of you-know-what, and I'm going to support him Monday, but I'm begging him not. So I got sidetracked. I got 2 other things I got to cover before we get out of here. Okay, now let's go to this because we're going to take a break in a minute. When we come back, Bruce and Rick are going to come in here and they're going to take the rest of the show, and they got all these subjects and they're going to give you their opinion of should there be a shutdown. I'm interested. Here's the bottom line, okay? Now, there's nothing about President Donald J. Trump that's anti-Semitic, period. Okay, they tried to do that during the campaign, right? They're trying to do that during the campaign. Donald Trump's son-in-law is Jared Kushner. And I'm going to tell you, a Jew name in New York, Kushner is Kushner, okay? It's a Jew name in New York. He's a Jewish young man there. That's his son-in-law. That's the father of his grandkids. His daughter is converted, okay? It's a Jewish family. The guy's not an anti-Semite, period. Done deal. But no, because of the Muslim. Damn it, why won't anybody come online and just say she's a Muslim? Why not? I mean, why are they talking like this? Like number 15. I don't have time to go into it. I got to go somewhere. I got to be somewhere. But number 15, Trump calls out Omar to resign over her remarks condemned as anti-Semitic. I told you yesterday. What did I tell you yesterday? I said, this is no apology. Nancy Pelosi called her up and said, this is what the hell you're going to do, and you're going to do it immediately because I'm the head of the DCCC, and I'm the best fundraiser in the damn country, and I got Congress elected, and I'm the reason Congress is in control by the Democrats, not you and your scarf head there. You're going to apologize. So what does she do? She writes oh, I'm sorry, but... No. Everybody read between the lines. This lady is a Muslim. She hates the Jews, damn it. I get tired of somebody just will not come on and tell you the truth. This Muslim woman does not like Jewish people. She's anti-Semitic, period. And here's the damn thing that really gets under my skin, is we changed the rules. Nancy Pelosi changed the rules in Congress for her to wear this scarf over her head. The rules are changed. You can now wear a religious covering in Congress for this woman here, right here, the anti-Semite. So they're trying to tell you that Trump is he's an anti-Semite. Look, number 18, okay? Number 18, they're going up and saying that Trump is being... You know, remember it's Charlottesville. They're saying Trump is being hypocritical with this woman, okay? It's Charlottesville. Trump came out and said there were some good people in Charlottesville. Trump put this ad out, and it looks to be that he tweeted this, and Hillary made history, most corrupt candidate ever. It looks like it was, this is in 2016, in a Jewish Star. And then the one they're really going after, which I loved, is number 17. Trump gave a speech in 2015, okay? And they're playing this all over MSNBC as him being, and I'm running along, I got to get this done, as him being the, what did I have here? A hypocrite, okay, being hypocritical, okay? Because in 2015, Trump criticized Representative Omar for anti-Semitic and is immediately called out for hypocrisy. Okay, hypocrisy, that big word, all right? So hypocrisy, he's being called out. Because in 2015, he was at a Republican Jewish coalition lunch, right? And he started talking about what we spent on, you know, wasted money. And he said to them, he said to this group of Jewish business Republicans, he said, I don't want your money. And you're probably mad because you want to give it to me. He said, and then he says in this room, it's hilarious because I watched the tape on it. He said, you know what? We would be better negotiators. And he said, in a room like this, oh, I know you guys like to negotiate. And it got great laughter all across the room. But supposedly that's anti-Semitic. That is framing up the Jewish people like to negotiate. I'm going to tell you firsthand, they like to negotiate. I negotiated many days going back and forth and back and forth. I had a Jewish customer in Brooklyn. You would start at 8 o'clock in the morning with a price. And my God, you'd be till 9 o'clock. 19 phone calls back and forth until you finalized everything. Yeah, just saying. You know, anyhow, I got to get out of here, but let me go through my pictures. Josh, here's what there's, all right, the president has, there's the Senate, and this is my last thing, I got to go. The Senate Intelligence Committee has found no collusion, okay? We know there's nothing. We know the real Russian collusion is Hillary Clinton. We don't have time to go into that and break that down. But there's been no collusion found. Okay, no obstruction, collusion, nothing tying the campaign to the Russians, and there's nothing there, nothing to see, and we're pretty sure with everything that's coming out that this Mueller report, or may not have a report, there's not going to be no smoking gun. It's not going to be a big deal. So what's the media do? They report that, and it takes them about, if you'll watch, it takes them about 15 seconds to say there's no finding of Russian collusion by the Senate Intelligence Committee, but they don't have access to all of Mueller's information. So what did they do? They ran straight to the polling, right? And let's go with number 12 here. I think it's number 12, okay? Immediately this morning, MSNBC, Morning Joe and them, they jumped right out. Congress impeaching Trump if Mueller report finds he authorized coordination with Russia. 61% of Americans want to start the impeachment process, according to their polling that they ran and got. They ran and got this polling, right? Washington Post, yeah, there's a zinger, right? 61% if in the report. Okay, that's one. Then you go to MSNBC, number 13. All right, number 13. Congress impeaching Trump if report. See, they're bypassed. They shifted immediately. They want you to know, but the Senate Intelligence Committee finding nothing, but is where they're going. So Congress impeaching Trump if report finds he obstructed Russian investigation. 65% of Americans want him to be impeached if they find that in the report, okay? And then the kicker, number 11, okay, MSNBC again, they went right for this. Should Mueller's final report be released in its entirety? Now, here's the interesting thing is most people have no idea what the report is even being written for. Should the Mueller final report be released in its entirety, made public? 81% said yes, it should be made public. So here's the kicker. 81% say it should be made public. Okay. Number 12, all right? Number 12. 61% if Trump, they find out Trump's report he authorized coordination with the Russians, 61% want to start impeachment. Number 13, Congress impeached Trump if report finds he obstructed Russian investigation, 65%. So they're going to fight for the release. And when there's nothing to the release, they're going to release things, they're going to leak things in this report to try to build a case. Now, the media is going to build this case. Oh, hell no, not Mueller. The media will build this case. You watch and see. I got to go. I got to take a break. There's so much going on. I say no to the deal. But, Mr. President, I'll support you Monday morning and come in here and do all I can to help in any way I can in support. But I say no to this deal. But do what you got to do. I'm your host, BKP. Now, when we come back, we're going to have put up the winner. We have a Valentine's Day contest out here. We have the winner. Josh, tell them who won because I can't see that across the room. I don't want to tell them at home who won our Valentine's Day giveaway winner contest there.
It says the winner is Barbara Steiner Johnson.
Barbara Steiner Johnson. And what we asked you to do is tell us your favorite love song. Shania Twain, you're still the one. You won right there. They're going to be in touch with you to come pick up over $250 worth of gifts and prizes on this giveaway. I'm going to take a break. We're going to put this up a couple more times throughout the morning, Josh. Make sure we do. Rick and Bruce are going to be in here and wonder what the hell their opinion's going to be on half this stuff. But you're going to find out right after these messages.